Yo, what is going on, guys? It is your boy Kimbo here, and it is time for an epic discussion video. So, in this one, I don't even know what I'm gonna call it exactly. I'll probably just call it something like no more remakes. Yeah. So with this, we're gonna be talking about Metal Fight Beyblade a little bit, but with Burst, the MFB remakes. So I wanted to dedicate like a sole video to this man, because obviously like all the news coming out with like BU and such, um, and even seeing like how they're still making some remakes, it makes me think about like future ones if we see any future ones or the odds for it, because it's the last season. So after this season, whatever they put out, like that's gonna be it. Yeah, the big question being, is it going to be like December where they end things off, or is it going to be like are they still going to have releases in January and February is like some final releases, or not? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So far, maybe it might be the end of the year. But getting into it, we got to talk about the remakes. So with Burst, TT has done something really awesome and really special. That being that they've paid a nod. Anybody who doesn't know, explain this to anybody who doesn't know. If you know, just bear with me. But they've been paying a nod to the past series by making plastic gen remakes. So Beyblades from the original era of Beyblade with the plastics, they've been making remakes of them. And they've also made remakes of MFB bays. So Metal Fight bays as well, man. And so glad to see that, man. Paying homage to both of those series just by making like Burst remakes. It's so cool, man. Absolutely love the idea and absolutely love the bays for sure. Even just being a big time collector. So yeah, I mean for the plastic gen bays, they made like the S bays, it's usually Dragoon, Dronzer, Drasil, Drigger. They made them all as the original S bays. Then they had the evolutions into the F bays, and then after that into the V bays, and then now being into the V2 territory. They've also had some other remakes like Wolborg. They've remade Gaia Dragoon. I think that's all of them. Yeah. But overall, like a really sick roster. It's a given, like with these remakes, they're only going back to like certain characters with it, so some of the top characters of the respective era or the respective seasons. So you think of Plastic Gen, you immediately think of like Tyson, Kai, Ray, Max, those being like probably the big four you think of. Yeah. Then also like they include like Daichi with it. They included Tala because Wolborg and Gaia Dragoon. But yeah, dude, and it's really cool that we got to see those Plastic Gen remakes, and even getting another one recently. They're on the V2 base, I think. Yeah, Drigger V2 they just dropped, so I can't see them skipping over Drasil. So maybe like in the next booster, that's where they put out Drasil, and then they just ended off with the Plastic Gen remakes. But yeah, the MFB remakes, man. Metal Fight Beyblade base getting remade, so they've done like Metal Fusion and Metal Masters base, and that's as far as they've gone. So for Metal Fusion, they've done like Storm Pegasus, Lightning Eldrago, Flame Sagittario, Earth Aquila, Earth Eagle, Rock Leone. Yeah, I think that's all the ones for the first season that they actually did remake. And then for Metal Masters, Metal Fight Explosion, second season, they made Galaxy Pegasus, Ray Striker, or Ray Unicorno, Hulk or Hades Kerbex, Meteo Eldrago, and Gravity Perseus or Gravity Destroyer, man. So overall, like a pretty sick roster for Metal Fight as well. But getting into this, man, the big topic for this video, that being 4D remakes. Now, there's a third season. They've gone like like 4 different eras or evolutions for the Plastic Gen bays. I just hope that they make at least a like a Metal Fight 4D set or a Metal Fury set, cause yeah, dude, like the remakes are just so cool. I think there's like a gimmick with like the new Drigger to where like it actually works with like a DB disc, that's really awesome, man. And that just got the wheels turning up here. Like, I've talked about Metal Fight Beyblade remakes on here before, but wanted to, like I said, make this dedicated video to it. But just thinking about it even further, they did that with Drigger. Like, I really hope that they make a 4D, like at least a 4D set or something, like some 4D remakes. And I personally would pick 6 base for it. Like if this was, I'm gonna give like a fantasy type of thing here. So if I were like gonna book it, like the wrestling term, book it, fantasy, book this. I get told, okay, we got a Metal Fight Beyblade set. Like, we got an idea for Metal Fight Beyblade set. This will be where like the 4D bays will come in. We're doing one final set. What bays should go in it and how many? I would put 6 bays in this set. I know you're wondering, like, Kimbo, why 6? The other sets have had like 5 bays with them, you know. Um, like, why would you put 6 in for this? Well, I'll explain that in a little bit. But I think it makes sense because all 6 of these bladers you think of like probably right on the spot for sure when it comes to Metal Fight 4D or Metal Fury. So, I would remake Big Bang Pegasus. You know, Galaxy Pegasus evolving into Big Bang Pegasus. You know, you can't leave out Jenga. He became the legend among legends with this season. You know, because he saved the world. But Big Bang Pegasus, dude, it'll be perfect for it. Ultimate Reboot Dash. That's another way to put it out besides getting it on Prime Apocalypse, because that's literally the only way that TT has released Ultimate Reboot Dash has been on Apocalypse. So it's locked literally in that set, and Apocalypse is locked in that set as well. Props to Hasbro for making the Pro Series version of Apocalypse so we can get that easier. But Ultimate Reboot Dash to this day is still locked in that set. It'd be the perfect opportunity to make it, you know, or even if they just decide like screw it, Metal Ultimate Reboot, you know, with the metal cap. I hope it would be a dash. Like, it would be much better because the metal cap drivers, you know, they burst a lot more because the metal cap with it, they don't have as crazy of like, you know, like notches on it because it doesn't want to wear down the teeth. And, you know, even over time, the teeth might wear down and the bases tend to burst big time. But yeah, I'd put like Ultimate Reboot Dash with it, and then have a disc like, I don't know, like Nexus or Over or something like that, and you figure out how to like incorporate the mode change with it, you know, so you can use that disc to like shift it over, you know, to do the different modes like how Big Bang Pegasus has. That would be freaking amazing, dude, if they managed to find a way of doing that, you know, because they did that with like this drink. Imagine if they did that with like the 4D remix and you can get all the different modes of that. That would be wild, dude. Yeah, or they're just kind of under like DB format. Wouldn't even be mad about that, you know. They remake them, but they're kind of in like the DB format with how things are, you know. It'll make full sense. A lot of the bays are kind of like that, anyways. But yeah. So Big Bang Pegasus definitely with like Ultimate Reboot Dash. I'd say El Drago Destroy with Generate Dash. We have not gotten to Generate Dash, so it'd be amazing to get that, you know. Having the actual dash driver with it. I mean, Generate literally is Final Survive. We saw it on Master Diabolos. It's basically the same thing. You got it right there, man. Just gotta like recolor it a little bit. Like Generate Dash with that. Because you know you can't leave out Ryuga for sure. So there's 2 spots. Number 3, I would say would be Kyoya, because considering like how strong Kyoya was and managed to beat every other legend besides Jinga at the very end after the Nemesis Crisis, like, come on, you gotta give Kyoya his props. Even if they did Wave Dash again, I wouldn't even be upset. Like, they just do a recolor of Wave Dash, like, screw. That's literally what W squared D is Wave, you know. Well, like, that's what Wave is W squared D, essentially. So just put Wave Dash on it, high Wave Dash, I don't know. I don't know if they do that, but yeah, I mean, Wave Dash, Metal Wave, whatever, dude. Like, but I'd say Wave Dash, just a recolor for it. And then I would say for the 4th bay, Phantom Orion. So, come on, Bearing Dash, easy as pie right there. And then also you can have the flippable base with it. You know, you figure out how to incorporate that with the disc and such. Like, come on, man, that would be awesome. Or even if they just give it like the flippable core somehow, some way. You know, like I said, just the core, make it where it's flippable and such. You could easily do that gimmick. Because look how they did with Astral. Figure out like the way they did Astral and just incorporate that into like a Phantom Orion remake. But Chris was one of the 4-season legendary bladers, so you know, definitely he should be a part of that. And Phantom Orion, to this day, in my humble opinion, out of the stock bays that they actually had for Metal Fight Beyblade up to Metal Fury, Phantom Orion is the strongest, like stock wise. It's a freaking monster with its stamina, and also can take those hits like an absolute champ because of the bearing drive. But yeah, like, imagine it, Bearing Dash, you know, like Phantom Orion Bearing Dash, you got it right there. And then the next bay, 5th bay in this, would be Flash Sagittario. So with the 4-season legendary bladers, there's technically 5 because, you know, when Ryuga went down after losing to Rago and Nemesis, he gave his power to Kenta, and then Kenta became a legendary blader after that. And it would be really cool if they did a remake for Flash. Imagine we got a remake for Flash, and it has the 2 different modes. Then you could use like Flash attack mode except under burst format. That would be crazy, dude. That would be really, really wild. Yeah, that would be really awesome to see. And I'd say high yielding for it. I think that's the only option for it, because whenever they've remade a WD Bay, they have used yielding for it. Earth Aquila, WD originally, right? They used yielding. Gravity Destroyer, Gravity Perseus had WD originally, right? They used yielding for it. So it makes sense with this. Sagittarius being taller, high yielding. This is the point where they can put out a new high driver, like high yielding or high yielding dash. You know, even if that got a dash, I wouldn't even be upset. Like, for real, at this point, might as well. You already got some crazy things that like have high versions that have dash drivers, like high extend plus dash. Like, you know, why not do like high yielding dash, so it can take that recoil and such when it's in the attack mode. But yeah, and then the last one I do, this is why there's 6, would of course be Rago. He's the evil for the season, so you already know, man. I would have Diablo Nemesis in there for sure. What parts would I use for it? That's an iffy one, because Nemesis has 2 different modes, you know. So it's got like, when it's in the standard attack mode, it's literally like trans. So, you know, like having just a stamina tip and then like having a full attack tip. But when it's in the ultimate balance mode, it switches, and it switches in the middle of battle. It can do that. And there's one driver that we've had with with Burst, that really, really does that big time. You know, well, besides Ultimate Reboot, you know, and the reboots and those things. You know what I mean. That you hit it and it switches around. I'm talking about Trick. So Trick Dash, or even if they do high Trick Dash, so it doesn't scrape or something, you know, they incorporate like Nemesis gimmick into like another DB level disc or something. That would be really, really sick, man. You know, because like I said, Rago's the evil of the season for sure, and I think those are all the bladers that should definitely get like props with that set. If they were gonna only make one set and that be it, you know. There's obviously other remakes I would love to see for sure. Like, you want some examples of other ones they could definitely do? I mean, Blitz Striker or Blitz Unicorno. Literally RSF, either Hunter Dash or like Keep Dash. Because Keep, I think, like, when Keep gets worn down a little bit, it moves around like an RSF. It's basically like a rubber ball, but then it gets worn down, it gets more aggressive, and you can use it for attack. Like, yeah, put Keep Dash on it. Basically the RSF right there, and then having the free spin with it, up in the burst resistance of it too. And Blitz, a remake of that, man, because Masamune, in my opinion, is the strongest blader that was not a legendary blader. He proved that, because multiple legendary bladers awaken facing Masamune. King awaken facing Masamune. Chris awaken facing Masamune. Because if they didn't use their full power, they would have lost. So that shows just how strong Masamune is, honestly. And I'd even put him above like Tsubasa and Yu, because like Tsubasa and Yu were both strong, and they got like Yu with his new Final Inferno Blast, and then like Tsubasa being strong in general with the Shining Tornado Buster, you know? Like becoming one with the dark power, you know he's powerful. But Masamune, he got not only a new like special move and such, he got a new Bay with the mode change, like how the legendary Bays did, you know? Which was crazy to see for sure, man. It's really strong. Yeah, I'd say Johannes was around that level too. I don't know, like Beat Links would be one of the ones I don't think they'd make, you know, especially not having that many slots left. I'm trying to be realistic with this, you know, because just not having that many slots is very limited on if they did even make this, who would make the cut, you know. But I'm just saying, like a Blitz Striker, Blitz Unicorno remake would be really, really cool to see for sure. Even Varieris, man, Zeta Dash. Just put Zeta Dash on it. Hi, Zeta Dash, if you want to. I don't care. Like, you know, like, for real. Use the high drivers if they're going to incorporate the DB, you know, discs with, like, their gimmicks and stuff. If so, like, I think that would fit for sure. That would be cool. Like, just incorporating the DB disc somehow, some way with the actual, like, Bay itself. Because the overall design is something to the Bay just being compatible with the DB. That would be amazing, man. Like, I just want to see a 4D remake set. For real, before they end off Burst, because they've done an amazing job with these remakes. I'm glad they've done the Plastic Gen remakes from like the S Bays, F Bays, the V Bays, the V2 Bays. For sure, it's awesome seeing that, and I don't be surprised if we get Drasil. But definitely want to see at least up till Metal Fury, for sure. Like just one more Metal Fight Beyblade remake set, man. That being with the 4D bays, because I would love to see them get their roses one last time and just show off the full attack, because they made some really sick remakes for sure thus far. Some of them not having the craziest teeth or anything, and the performance being okay, you know. But it'll be amazing to see like one final set, and that be the 4D remake set, man. Fingers crossed. Will it happen? I don't know. Odds are sadly pointing towards maybe not, because there not being that many slots left with it being the last season. But if they did do it, that's the set I would personally make. And then also, like I said, other bays that they can incorporate or make too. Like Blitz Unicorno with Hunter, like Hunter Dash or Keep Dash, something like that, or even a high version. Varieris with like Zeta Dash or like High Zeta Dash or something. Even other bays like, look at Ultra Chronos. You could literally put like, not Ultra Chronos, Scythe Chronos, that's what I'm thinking. Scythe Chronos, they could probably put like Never on that thing if they actually made that. Scythe Chronos, Never. Jade Jupiter would probably have Bite or Keep, because they're both like rubber ball type tips. I'd say probably more on the spectrum of Bite, because, Bite being the actual rubber ball defensive driver. It comes on Baldor. But yeah, it would be crazy to see a Jade Jupiter remake with the metal balls and everything. That would be nuts, man. But yeah. Even some other bit, like, they pushed the envelope, Mercury and Anubis with like Assault. Or Assault Dash, Or because it's so flat, maybe just give it Volcanic Dash. What other legends? Like Teti with Quetzalcoatl. I don't even know what would be like RDF. Venture? Venture. What? That would maybe work. I think it's all legendary bladers and other bladers. Yeah. But in general, like, just those are definitely the remakes that I would love to see. Like I said, the odds for them, they're low. It's sad for me to say, but they're low. But if I were to make a set like with 4D remakes, I would definitely pick all those bays, If I had to limit them down, the bays I said at the beginning, if there was space for other remakes or bays or such, and you could see how they could transfer them over, I'd add the other bays, like, all the legends. If it was up to me, I'd make a set of, like, literally, like, a legendary blader set with all the legendary bladers with their bays, with, like, formatted into, into burst remakes. And then Nemesis in the middle. Like, the picture with all of the legendary bays around Nemesis and then sitting in the center, that would be, like, the art for it, man. Then you see like the picture of all the bladers, like you open it up and then you see the picture of all the bladers and stuff on that. Dude, that would be nuts. But yeah, but it's good to have fantasies and everything. Just being real. It's just something I'd really love to see. Like I said, odds are I don't even know if we're gonna get MFB remakes anymore in general going forward. They made a Plastic Gen remake recently, so maybe I would hope they do. If not, at least put a couple in a random booster or something. But I would make a set. That's just me, though. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for, I guess, this discussion video. Like, no more MFB remakes with a question mark. That's probably what I'll call it. Like, no more Metal Fight Beyblade remakes. But, yeah, let me know remakes that you'd want to see in the comments below. Like I said, odds are it'll be, like, 4D bays. So any bays from, like, that season, I think I got the gist of, like, majority of them. But yeah, dude, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this discussion video. If you did, be sure to slice that like button down below. Let me know how I did. If you're new to my channel, definitely be sure to subscribe for some epic content, because I upload daily. And if you haven't already, be sure to ring that bell by my channel name to be notified whenever I upload a video. But yeah, man, just hoping to see some more MFB remakes, because I hope they give justice to Metal Fury or 4D before they really end off Burst, because they've done a great job with the remakes for this entire era. For this entire series. Such the Plastic Gen remakes, great. The Metal Fight Beyblade remakes, also pretty great. That they even made them. Like, the performance could be up for both sides of the spectrum, like the plastics and then also like the MFB bays, but still, that they even made them is really cool, man. And I just want to see like one more set, that being a 4D set. But yeah, anyways, guys, till next time, it is your boy Kimbo signing off. See you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Until then, stay awesome and cool shoot or let it rip. I'm up out of here.